Joined by Hofstra coach Shannon Smith and Nikki Manella following the 14-13 win over Drexel. Coach, your thoughts on today's win?
Really exciting, really proud of our team. Showed a lot of resiliency against a really good Drexel team, and it was really nice to go 1-0 today. I thought that overall our defense at the end, playing man down with 42 seconds left, to be able to keep the lead for us was huge. Evan had a huge play at the end of the game, keeping the ball on our end, and Kristen picking that up. I think Rudy, Christine, and Nikki did a tremendous job in the second half changing the draw controls. I think that was a big difference. We went at halftime losing 12-3, and in the second half we changed those draws 9-5, and that was a big change for us. It gave us more possessions, and just really proud of our resiliency. I think we were up by 5, and they came back to tie it up, and we were able to keep our heads and keep the momentum and figure out a way to score and still win against a really good Drexel team. So just really proud of our team and our continued development and growth and us getting better every game.
You mentioned it. How do you kind of refocus after such a big lead kind of evaporates and then you need goals to win at that point?
Yeah, I think that throughout this whole year, in all of our games, we faced different things. We actually faced the same thing last game against Towson, and I chose not to call that timeout. I chose not to call the timeout this time, and just showing that confidence and belief. I think our sidelines gave a lot of energy to our team and showed a lot of fire and belief, and I think our team was just really locked in, and we were going to do whatever it took to win. And I think we're really committed to one another, and we have a lot of connection and intentional action. So I think that's really helping our team as we move forward.
Nikki, as you're trailing late at that point, do you kind of feel extra pressure on yourself, even though you're getting face guarded most of that second half?
Yeah, a little bit, but my teammates and I, we're doing well, getting each other the ball. I trust everyone else, with their matchups, and everyone did a good job getting me the ball when I was open. So yeah.
The tying goal is one of your patented plays that you've done time and time again. What'd you see on that play to kind of go towards the goal?
Yeah, I saw I had my girl on an island, and the inside was open, so I shot it.
And then the game winner?
Yeah, I looked at Shannon, and she was like, "Stick it, Nikki." So I ran as hard as I can to get in front of my girl, and yeah.
What changed with the draw controls, kind of, because they were dominating for most of the first half?
I think we were just a little bit more focused on the draw circle. We fought hard to keep the balls at 50-50s, and I think Rudy was, she was frustrated and annoyed and wanted to do better, and I think she was really locked in and focused. And sometimes when you're losing, your back's against the wall, you come out swinging more focused, and I think that's what our draw unit did. And I think as Rudy took more draws, she started to figure out different ways that she could at least place the ball into space and try to get our team an advantage drawn onto it.
Kaylee Bender and Charlie Joyce had big days as well. What'd you see from them, especially Charlie? 3 goals and 1 assist, I believe.
Yeah, that Charlie's performance today are things that we see all the time at practice. So I think that she's continuing to get better and really starting to perform in the games the way she does at practice, and really proud of her as a freshman to step up the way she did. And Kaylee Bender hitting her 8 meters and dodging hard for us. So I think our team is continuing to grow, and we continue to get better each week.
In conference play, you've continually done this where you guys have fought off a battle from the other team when they're making big plays and you guys come back late. What is this kind of saying about your team at this point now you're 4-0 in league and you're kind of doing this regularly now?
I think it shows how much mental fortitude we have and how much love and connection that we have with one another, and that we're connected and we're going to kind of do whatever it takes to win and have a refuse to lose attitude out there, and we do it for one another. I think you're starting to really see that, but I think during our practices we push them and we work them hard Monday through Friday and make the environment at practice very hard so that when we do get in these situations in games, it's a little bit easier for us to handle.
Does this one feel a little bigger because of how it kind of ended rather than if it was like a 12-7 final?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely really exciting at the end, and I think for us it's just exciting to beat a really good Drexel team, and to be 4-0 in conference right now is big, and we'll continue to be excited for the win today, and then tomorrow focus on our next game, which is Monmouth. And I think continuing for us to focus to get better is going to be huge, and put this behind us and then focus on getting better for the next game.
Coach, can you talk about the cleanness of the game today? This is a game where you guys had more caused turnovers than you had turnovers. I mean, that's a rarity, I feel like, in the game. Can you talk about defensively what you did to cause the turnovers, and then how clean you guys were moving the ball offensively?
Yeah, I think that our defense was super locked in. Evan, Grace did a great job picking off passes in the middle. So did Kate Lemery. She's got a great IQ. But I think our focus was clearing all week at practice. It was a point of emphasis from our last 2 games, and it's going to continue to be that. And we didn't want, the clearing kind of be our Achilles heel in this game. We really focused on it. We emphasized that we couldn't have that because we make such great D stops, but in other games we were turning over the ball in our clear. So really proud of our team for that effort today.
And then for Nikki, earlier this season, probably after like the second week of the season, you talked about how much you wanted the Drexel game. You said that last year. The captains last year said that. You finally gotten it. It's the first win over Drexel since 2019. How does it feel to beat the team that you've been talking about? This is what you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. This has been circled on everyone on our team's calendar for so long. We played them tight last year, so this feels like it's a really exciting one.
Nikki, one more question. You faced kind of a chippy game today, like you're getting thrown around a little. How'd you keep yourself composed through all of that and just to keep attacking?
Yeah, well, Shannon actually was just like, Nikki, keep your head, like, you got this. And then I told her, I was like, I'm going to finish the next one. And yeah, I kind of used that too, instead of like get me in my head and like get me out of my game. I used that as like fire underneath my butt to play it better.
Any other questions? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.